Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bubsy Edits the Bobcat. Today, I'm going to be going over the Elder Scrolls video that I published last week. This was a pretty complex project, as you might be able to tell from some of this mess, and I felt like it'd make a good episode of breakdowns for my videos. So, let's jump right into it at the very start of the video. You might notice that also, before we begin with this, I have this broken up into a lot of parts, and I have markers placed all over the goddamn place as sort of like, as markers to show me where specific things happen and where certain cuts are supposed to be. Most importantly are these ones that are actual gaps in the file. You'll notice I've like, when I want to redo something, when I put stuff together in my project and I kind of come back later and think this is too long or this is too short or I need to adjust this, instead of trying to like adjust the whole timeline around small adjustments, I just actually cut parts of the video out, and then in post, after I finished most of the editing, I come back and import the project into a second project, and I basically import the whole video project into a final project that I will cut bits out of, and like basically based on these markers I will make gaps, like I'll close the gaps up and like kind of finalize all the details. Sometimes I'll edit some stuff in post. It looks like I didn't do anything for this video outside of the actual project. Like sometimes I'll actually edit things in. You know what, I think I did. Like I think I adjusted some panning here. Yeah, like right here, this shot was originally static and I decided to use a keyframe animation to like zoom it in slowly. Stuff like that. Really small adjustments usually happen at this stage, and this is right before. These usually happen right before I release the video. Like, I'll make these adjustments and then I'll do a final render, and that's it. Which, by the way, the final render for this project took forever. I think it was like 4 hours to render in 4K. Boy, that was a mess. That's partly why the video was on Sunday. I actually wanted to release it on Saturday, but I legitimately didn't have enough time. When I started the render on Saturday, it was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and it didn't finish until fucking late that night. And I was just like, all right, fuck it, I'll do it tomorrow. But anyways, let's start with the intro, which is actually also in a separate project. Once again, when I do these complex edits like this, I will do them in a separate project and then import them in as a piece of video that I will then put into the main video timeline like this. So we'll just jump right over to that particular sub-project, which there are a lot of for this video. What did I call it? I think it was... Uh-oh. I don't actually know. Well, I know this. This was the first thing. This is the little logo Konosuba thing. It's also a sub-project. It's a sub-project of a sub-project of a sub-project. That's just an animated ring that rotates. So these are all static, and then these things are two separate rings. One has text on it that says I honestly don't know. I think it says like, how do I rotate text in Japanese or something. I did something stupid in Google Translate and then put it in as the ring. I made the image in GIMP and it wasn't too hard. This is honestly a pretty simple thing. The only thing that's notable is that these ring images are white, and I use them as a mask with this particular color. So this is the color I chose for the text, which it's masked in, so I can literally change the color of this solid color, and it changes the color of everything on that layer, which is just helpful because it means I can make adjustments without having to like go open multiple images. It's just a fucking simplicity thing. It doesn't actually make much of a difference. So the other project, this project is a sub-project of, is, oh god, which one is it? I think it's this one. It's called Intro. And yes, this looks like the right one. So this is the introductory file. Most of it is just green screen footage done in Skyrim, Morrowind, and Oblivion, which was a little bit tough. I had to set up a green screening studio in all three fucking games, which was just like too much goddamn work. I then color corrected each character to kind of match one of the colors of the Japanese characters in this, which I think says like oh god, I don't remember. It's like a hot meme or something stupid like that. Just something fucking dumb. Like I always just do that. I just pick out some goddamn stupid Japanese phrase. Uh, and they have a shadow that is the color, this color right here, which is once again a mask. Where the I use this as a like a basically I can just show you. You see how the thing color? I'll just make it red so you can tell. Yeah, it's just a shadow that is a mask of the character that's projected onto a slightly different orientation on the plane and then made partially transparent to give the effect that it's a backdrop kind of shadow. The ring itself, which once again this is the sub project from before, with its little animations and stuff. Man, it's really hard to see the ring because of the color. It is projected in 3D to make it at a weird angle and stuff, and the angle changes with each shot, so you can kind of see that here, or I can rotate it and it'll change orientation and stuff. And yeah, it looks. I thought it looked cool. I liked the way that turned out. It was very satisfying. It's too bad it's only on screen for all the work I put into it. It's only on screen for like literally. Let's see how many frames. Like probably 15-20 frames times 3. Yeah, each character is more or less the same thing, just, green screen. The Oblivion green screen's awful. Look at that color. That is a dark green, and it does not chroma key well. There's like, this chroma key is fucking terrible. My god, Oblivion is such a big oof sometimes. Morrowind's green screen is actually the best. I mean, it's fucking perfectly green, solid. I had no problems with that one. Oblivion and Skyrim's was good too, though I had to make some adjustments to it. The other things are just shots, free cam shots, various things and settings. Kind of matches the Konosuba intro if you hadn't noticed. The last thing is this logo bit, which, boy, has some layers, doesn't it? Fucking garbage. Every letter is its own image, and it's all animated in. I think the images are pretty big, too. I can't remember the exact dimensions, but looks like it was... it's only 1920 1080. I thought I did that in 4K or something, but I guess I'm retarded. Yeah, the intro, so the logo is also a big-ass GIMP project, which I'll pop open real quick. And it's animated layer by layer very carefully to try to mimic the style, though the Konosuba intro is done with a 3D effect, which I really can't do with Sony Vegas, which is disappointing. I recently upgraded to Sony Vegas 16, kind of expecting it to be a big step up from 13, and it is, honest to God, the same piece of software. It looks nicer, and it runs a little better sometimes, but it's the same piece of software. I kind of feel ripped off in a little bit, because like I really expected, a lot of improvements from 3 different versions of the software, but not really. Yeah, here's the, wait, no, where is it? Oh yeah, here it is. So this is the folder with all the project source files, quite a lot. And where is that file for the intro? I honestly can never find these fucking things. It's a mess. It's a big mess. Let me just sort it by date. That'll help, probably. Maybe, if I'm lucky. Or it won't. You know how that'd be. I think it's that one. Yeah, it looks right. Okay. 1 second. It's loading. Yeah, so that's the logo. God only knows what it says in Japanese. I can't remember once again. Probably something like Thanos Daddy. It's funny because I spent a lot of time like working on getting these like logos just right, because it's supposed to look exactly like Konosuba, which you can compare it. In fact, so this is my logo and this is Konosuba's logo. It's fucking really similar, but it is definitely different text used. So I mean, it's a lot of fucking work to do these stupid logos, because they have to fit the style and design, and it takes some time to put those together. But I was happy with how this turned out. I did adjust the colors and stuff a bit, and so the other thing about this shot is kind of hard to see, but there's these 3 characters running in the bottom right, and none of them are actually in the scene. They're all green screened, and they're all from different games. So I have a character from Morrowind, a character from Oblivion, and a character from Skyrim, all running in this basically panning shot right here, with a bunch of little adjustments to their feet and stuff to make them. I'm gonna have to make this full size to kind of get a good idea. like their feet are like partially masked. And what I did was I took a noise texture and made the mask a noise texture that kind of moves to the right as the camera pans to give the effect that the grass is sort of like in front of them, but obviously you can see partially through it. So like you can see, I hope you can see my mouse. Can you? Yeah, you can see my mouse. Like right here, you can see that her leg goes in, but you can also see her foot here. Like it looks like there's some depth to the grass itself that they're walking through, and the effect is okay. It's not perfect. It definitely could have been better, but for what it was, I thought it worked out quite nicely. And this was a pain in the dick. It really was. This took forever to do, and it's only on screen for a few seconds, and I don't even think most people would notice it. But hey, you know, details. That's fucking video editing in 2019, boys. And that's about it for the intro. We only have the other 9 minutes of this video left to go. So let's jump right to that. Okay, what's next? We spent 10 minutes on 1 minute of footage. Boys. Come on. Oh, man. Vegas, please. Don't crash. Golly geez. It does not like this project right now. Alright, so these crashes, once again, these crashes are all fake. I just basically recorded a crash in Oblivion, which I think I summoned in a million items to crash the game on purpose, and then I recorded it and panned it. There's actually a mistake here. So there's one mistake in this video that I didn't fix, that I just straight up didn't fucking notice until after I'd rendered the full 4K version. And that is that this line here, this mask, that masks out the background here, the fucking size of this window changes by a few pixels right here, and the mask doesn't update to compensate for it, because I didn't fucking notice it, because when I work on these videos, I don't preview them in real time. My preview window is like this almost the whole time, or I can't fucking see anything, and I can only find out when something's wrong when I render the full resolution version. So, you know, that's the downside. I wish I could preview these fucking projects, but they're just so big and they just have so much going on that previewing them becomes pretty much impossible most of the time. The woes of doing too much in Sony Vegas. I probably should start learning. I should probably just switch to Premiere or After Effects, but then again, After Effects and Premiere have their own fucking problems, so yeah, you know, you get fucked either way, but you just gotta do your best. All this is fake stuff I just made in GIMP. It's pretty simple. I took the actual crash screen from Windows and just like matched the font and positions and text sizes and got it kind of correct. The way I do these sounds for crashing, like that, basically I just take a piece of the audio and cause it to loop every frame, and it makes that sound that sounds like a computer crashing. It sounds identical to my computer locking up on a stupid thing like that. It's great. This shot right here, just simple stuff, you know, multiple layers of stuff like this, animated in very rapidly to make it kind of zoom in and look nice, with some transparency stuff you can't even fucking tell. You can't even tell. It's like such a subtle thing. It's just a little bit of Gaussian blur in the background to like give the effect that it's like on a background of some kind. It looks nice, but you can't fucking tell. It's just so tight. It's so small. 3-for-1 logo, just something dumb I did in GIMP. The game's coming from the side, all just minor animation stuff, and the game covers. I think the Skyrim cover is actually slightly bigger too. I had to fuck with it a little bit. It's because game boxes, the sizes of game boxes have changed over the years. So you try and get all the boxes for Elder Scrolls games, and they all end up being different fucking sizes and dimensions. It's like oof. Nothing crazy here. Just normal stuff. I don't know what this is. It's just a random piece of footage underneath the project that you can't see. Yeah, this actually shouldn't be here. You can't see it anywhere in the project. It's just odd that it was even there. Fucking memes, dude. This made me so mad because fucking hell. So in the final render, you can't see any of this. So I'll full size this so you can get an idea. This made me so fucking mad because like in my render, you can see that it's clearly got like smoke and shit going on. Let me get a better frame. Yeah, yeah. You can see that the smoke, like, that changes and moves in the background of this logo, and it looks cool as fuck, but it doesn't show up in the final render, and I don't fucking know why. I think it's a color depth issue, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. Either a gamma or a color correction or something dumb happened in the final render, and you can't fucking see it on YouTube. You know, it is YouTube's fault, because in my render you can see it, which I'm just gonna open that bitch up. Fuck it. You know what? I'm gonna prove that something that YouTube did it wrong to all the 5 people who watch these fucking videos. Okay, which one is it? I think it's this file. It's huge. Oh god, it's loud. It's loud. It's loud for me at least. Yeah, you can definitely fucking see it in this render, but you can't see it on YouTube, and I don't know why. It made me so mad. I was fucking like, what the hell is wrong with YouTube's compression? It screwed up my fucking video. God damn. It's such a tiny thing that made me so upset. Fucking moving on. This shot honestly could have been better. I probably should have done more with it, but it's also a sub project. I'm not going to go open up that sub project and show you, but this is the sub project. It's quite literally just like multiple layers using chroma key and other stuff to animate these clouds like glowing and like being slightly having like depth to them in a way. It doesn't work great. It's like one of those shots that I did that turned out kind of but it's fine. I don't really care. You know, I could have done more with it, but I didn't. The end. That's all. It's not very complicated shot either. This is just underlining. Like I just used a mask that's like this, and when they come in underneath the letters to show you what I'm talking about, kind of like a red arrow circle thing. That's I love that number. Restoration spells are negative 1,900,000,000 bazillion % stronger. Same thing with that. Some hmms. The fucking easiest thing in the world to animate. Just like 2 keyframes and a fade. Sans talking. Somehow this ends up being 3 layers because I had to like get rid of the actual text that's there. That's wait, no. Is that not it? What? Oh, it's because I did actually animate this. It's you can see it literally is 1 letter at a time animated in. Talk about fucking overachieving motherfucker. Like, why the fuck would I do that? No one will notice. Once again, I could have just like default slided that. This is actually audio of me laugh. So this is just literally me laughing while playing, and I now record my audio on a separate channel so I can like edit it in and out and stuff. And yeah, I just legitimately was giggling when this dragon fell through the fucking ground. My god, Skyrim is just wonderful. Annoyingly tracked text that it's not great. It's like close enough. You really don't notice it unless you're like paying super close attention. But it's mostly well tracked. It's like good enough tracking. Same here, just track text and RuneScape Taunt. Sit kid. You're bad, lol. Some Undertale stuff, a little animation. This is actually the video extracted from Oblivion. So this is literally the video that's behind the main menu, and I just extracted it from the game, and there you go. Used it in my video. Works. I like it. Looks nice. Real simple to do. Yeah, none of this is anything particularly developed. So I guess this is a time lapse of me making a character, which that character was beautiful. This is just a random bug that I thought was funny, and I had nothing else to put here, so I just had this bug fucking play of this guy, I don't know, doing a Fortnite dance. Some random text, little explosion. I do these all the time, these little fucking explodies. They're just like super quick and easy to make. I just use a standard like black screened explosion. And then I throw a chroma key underneath it to like give it a glow, as you can kind of clearly, so you can more clearly see it like here, like it adds like a sort of bloomish effect to it, which looks nice. Real simple. Just do this all the time. This was also pretty simple. It's just masked green screening. So I just take this, and instead of Instead of having it be the correct color, I just mask it entirely out, like that. So you can just, so basically what would normally be this is just made black. Real simple to do. And I do that, and the animations are, so I just recorded each animation once, and then I cut it and looped it where necessary, because like each of these little bits here is just a different animation of my character doing something. And the scamp, like, once again, is just a scamp standing there, and then I freeze the footage on this frame, and he just freezes in place because he's paralyzed. All these little doodads are screenshots from the game that just animate into this, just like they just slide in from the right side with a little keyframe. And yeah, nothing crazy here. Simple but nice effect. This is the same deal, just me showing exactly how much effect you get. Though I did make a minor mistake. The two spells I show here on the card are infinite health and infinite damage, but I'm actually using infinite health and infinite mana in game. I didn't make those the same. I didn't notice until later, and I was like, I could redo all that, or I could just not, and I didn't. I originally was gonna mask this better, but I just didn't have any more fucking patience at the point where I would have done it, so I just left it like that. A little bit of lazy, but also a little bit of, like, I mean, you can't really call this lazy at all. It's just one little bit of laziness amongst a lot of fucking work. The health and mana and stamina that's like legit. I mean, I think it's funny that you can push your stats to the point where your health is just like, I mean, it just clips off the side of the bar. You just can't even read the fucking number anymore. It's just that big. Love it. It's fucking great. This is also, the way I did this clip is by casting spells that buff the NPC's speed, and then I frenzy them so they fight each other, and it's just fun to watch because they're like ultra fast, and the NPCs can't figure out how to like actually handle that going that fast, so they just end up teleporting all over the place, and it's kind of wonderful. And I threw a bunch of like Super Saiyan sound effects underneath there, like this. And it's important to note that the way I did this, I randomly pitch shifted each one. So this is a common thing that you should always do when working on videos like this, is you should always pitch shift. If you're using the same sound effect over and over, you should just pitch shift it a little bit. Like, you know, maybe like just a couple percentages up and down randomly to give it the effect that it's not the same sound effect, but it's like a similar sound being played multiple times. This is also green screening, like, so these little, this is a real thing. I mean, I did actually paralyze myself for 248,000 seconds. No, wait, no, I'm being retarded. It's 2,485,000 seconds. And I just I chroma keyed out the blue and then did some little touch-ups on it to make it look kind of nice and full screen like that, and put it so you could see like a, you know, I didn't want to fucking, I just wanted to make it look nice. It was like a composition thing. I could have just shown the buff thing, like zoomed in, and then shown my character, but this is like better composition, so I did this. Overachieving. Just take it. I did it. All right. This is legit as well. You can do this. I love how when you go this fast, the game just fucking breaks. It doesn't even load fast enough to keep up with you. It's great. It's like, please, I'm trying to load the trees, but you're going too fast. You have to slow down. Also this, you can actually do this a lot easier by clipping through the door, but I just jumped over it because I could. I mean, can't blame me for that, right? You jump over it too if you could. I sped it up here because it's a long shot without speed ups. It felt really fucking too long, and I want to keep the pacing in these videos fast. I don't want people to lose interest because I'm going too slow. I hate, just an aside, I hate YouTubers who do these videos and they like repeat themselves a fucking 1,000 times. I mean, it's like if like people who do that, like, they would take the video I made here, all the information I have in this video would be stretched out to like 50 minutes as opposed to 10. And I mean, they do it because it's good ad revenue, but it's like fucking irritating, and it's bad content, and just fuck off. Like, goddamn, I hate that. I hate YouTube 2019, boys. Just make shitty videos and be a millionaire. 10 out of 10. I try to keep the pacing fast, and that's why I don't always explain everything as well as I should. I sometimes go too fast. That's definitely a problem I have to be careful about. And hey, I am. So like, just to preview, I've been writing the review for Ashen, and it's pretty fucking long. I mean, it's a 6-page fucking review now. I need to record the voiceover for it, and I keep procrastinating because recording voiceovers is hard for me. I'm honestly really bad at it, and I don't know why. I just struggle with it a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I hope I get better at it just through practice and time. But man, I never look forward to doing voiceovers. They always feel super fucking forced to me. Even if they do sound good in the end, it's still hard for me to do them. This is another fake crash. It actually does crash if you go this fast. So yeah, I make this joke that like you go the speed of light and it crashes the game. It does crash the game. You just get an infinite loading screen like this. The loading screen comes up and it just sticks. You can even do this on the console version of the game. I've shown that before. I just put a fake crash on top of it because just to re-emphasize the fact that the game is now broken and it doesn't work anymore. So that's what that is. This is a quick shot I did. For this shot being so short, you wouldn't believe like it took like an hour because it was the middle of the night when I was working on this, so it was like 3 a.m. and there's no light at 3 a.m. So I had to like get like 8 lamps and like put them all over my desk in specific places to light this shot just right. And then I had to like set up some software to record because this is a webcam. I have the webcam hanging off of a fucking can of energy, like an energy drink can or something like that. And like very carefully lighting the scene and then cleaning my desk because my desk was dirty and I had to like just get all the dust off my desk and make it look nice, and finally recorded it. And then people complain that I don't clip my nails, which, to be honest, I don't see it. They can't. Where do they see it? I don't see where my nails are like that long. I mean, I guess my thumbnail's a little long here, but everything else is like fucking normal. So I don't know. I even purposely DOF'd it so like there's depth of field and the focus is really close, which I didn't even know my webcam had a focus. Like a manual focus until I was looking at the settings. I was like, oh cool, I could purposefully depth of field my hand out of the shot. It's so fucking dumb, and I did it, because I'm a doofus. Ooh, there's some Sony Vegas quality for you. It just oofed out for a second. It does that. Yeah, no, I mean I just thought it was funny, and because I did actually clip my nails before I did that shot because I knew people would complain, and yet they still complained. Anyways, moving on, simple stuff. I use this color bars effect all the goddamn time, but I'm now using a 4K version of it instead of the crappy one, so it's 4K color bars now. Hell yeah, my boys. We live in 2019. This is all fake, by the way. I did a really good job making it look real, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of complicated, but the gist of it is that I use a mask of this, and a mask of this, which is just the Smash logo on a piece of parchment, and I just composite it together in such a way that it looks legit. And there you go. Simple. This is a relatively complicated shot, and once again, this is in a sub-project, so we will just jump right over, because, I mean, everyone wants to know how to make Smash things. It's like the most popular meme in the universe. I think it's this one. No, I don't want to save changes. Yeah, this is the one. So right at the start, we have just pure white that fades out over a few frames into a lens flare that is super fucking bright. And the idea is that the lens flare is actually making the whole screen white, so I can have a transition that's from pure white into a really bright lens flare. It looks natural for the most part. It's not perfect, but I did this super quick. This was actually one of the last things I put into the video. This was not in even in the first draft, like of the whole video. This wasn't in there, and I think Batspoon said you should do a Smash meme right here, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can do that. And I just was like, oh, I put it together real quick, and it was good to go. Aside from the lens flare and the fucking that, it's just text. This is the official Smash font, which is very expensive, and I did not totally pirate it, I swear. Simple thing. I actually color changed this. You notice it's blue here and it's pink here. I did the text in blue, and then color shifted it with the HSL adjust to make it the color I wanted afterwards, because I mean, I just felt that was the simplest way to do it, because I wanted to match the color kind of closely to the character, which is the reddish pinkish color. So that's the reason for that. Once again, green screens, fucking, you guys know green screens, and shadows, which are just a black version of the character that's been blurred and partially transparent, placed in the background at a slight angle. And that's about it for that. It's pretty simple. These are really easy to make. You just animate. The other thing is you animate these in, one frame, like a couple frames for like the stuff flies in and slams into the ink, and the ink just kind of slides off, or it kind of wipes it onto the screen. It's simple stuff. And if you fuck it up, you're really bad. And I'm totally not saying that to make fun of another YouTuber. Haha. Haha. Not naming names, but everyone knows who I'm talking about. Anyways, one more point was that composition is very important. You want to space this stuff correctly. So like you want the frame to be filled pretty well. You'll notice that the character is kind of small because Oblivion characters just are very oddly proportioned. They're very tall and thin, so it's hard to like fit it onto the screen. So I've like tilted it, but I use the shadow to like fill the rest of the composition, like have this big space that would normally be completely empty, where it would look super bad. Like it looks super bad like that, right? By just having that shadow be in that spot right there and like adjusted in that specific way, I can have the character fit on the screen properly and like not be super zoomed in, because if you zoom in too much, you get this issue where if it's so zoomed in, the character just looks blurry and awful like that. You can see like it just looks fucking terrible. So you want them to be small enough that it fits the scene and like they don't look bad, but you also want it to fill the spaces, and it's a balancing act of like getting that proper size and composition going on. It's tough to do that. So I just wanted to make a point of that because I'm gay. Lol. Let's see. Back to the main project. No. I also wanted to fit the rake into that composition. Just another point, where I could have like adjusted the camera on her face more, but I wanted the fucking rake in the composition because the joke is that I'm using a fucking rake, because I didn't even know there was a rake in Oblivion until I looked it up on the wiki. I was like, there's a rake in this game that you can kill people with? Oh, fuck yeah, I'm going to use that. Like, no way I'm going to not use that. It's hilarious. I fucking love the rake. It's great. So this is a shot that turned out super bad in the final product. And it's because I changed the resolution of this sub-project, and I didn't notice it, but it changed the way the effect looked a lot. Originally, it was a lot brighter and bigger, and it was just better, and I fucked it up, and I just couldn't. I didn't have time to fix it, because I was like, if I choose to fix this, it's gonna delay the video to next week, because I'm gonna have to wait till the next weekend, because I only publish videos on the weekend generally, because videos do better when you publish them on the weekend. And since I only publish 1 or 2 videos a month usually at this point, I don't want a video to get posted on Monday and do terribly because of that. So yeah, it was a shitty situation. I just chose to let it go. This is all masked manually. This was a pain in the dick, mind you. So this is the mask for the hands, which you kind of see just the hands kind of are masked in. This right here is the mask for the rake, and this is the mask for Mankar Cameron himself. This was done by hand. It took like a fucking hour. I was really disappointed when this didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to. This is the effect. It's in a sub-project as well. It's a very simple effect. It's just like rings and lens flares and shit to make like a fucking kind of like smash hit effect. This is a second version of that effect and a third version of that effect to like kind of create a radial shadow and shit, and it just doesn't look good. I'm just so disappointed that it turned out like that. It looked so much better in the first draft, but then I changed the resolution and it fucked it up, and I was really disappointed. So yeah, I mean, there's something for you guys to learn. Make sure you make all of your project resolutions correct. Make them all match at 1920 to 1080, because if you don't, shit happens when you change resolution and it's like So I've now learned my lesson. This is a green screen. I stole this. This is someone else's game green screen. I could have made my own. It really wouldn't have been that hard, but this existed, and I was like, it saves me like 30 minutes, so I just used it. And sorry, I didn't make that one thing. So yeah, this is that bit right here. Nothing special. Just some zoomed ins and stuff on speed. Going so fast you can clip through walls. It's fun. This is also, I posted this on Twitter earlier. I thought it was funny. This fucking area, Manker Cameron's Paradise, takes forever, and I skipped the whole thing. I did it in 20 seconds. That is speedy, and I love it. Nothing special here. I love this glitch though, as it's just funny that he doesn't have a proper ragdoll. So if you normally can't kill him, if you do damage to him, he regenerates all of his health instantly. But if you do so much damage that you kill him in one frame, he'll just melt and turn into a big blob. So thank you, Todd, for not fixing that bug. That is a funny bug. Small animation on parchment. Nothing special. Nothing special. The audio here is very carefully adjusted. It was kind of a dick. The reasoning being that I played the game with music on, so in order to like mix the audio properly, I had to like cut it very carefully to make it where the music doesn't overlap itself. It was annoying, but it turned out fine. I love this fucking shot. I could have done more. I was gonna put lens flare eyes on him, but I just didn't have time, and I just kind of let it go. It looked fine without it anyway. Nothing special. Nothing special. Just a bunch of static images that animate in as I talk about it. And these are the sound effects from the game. I just recorded the sound effects in the game of potions being brewed and drank to give it a nice effect. Very simple. Boop, boop. What do I do with smart? Something I tried here was having the text actually separate as you get further along. So how can I demonstrate this? It's the effect is called tracking, I think. And it just makes it where as the text comes in, it also gets longer. You see how the text kind of, the kerning gets wider. That's the best way to put it. The text kerning gets wider as it goes. And this fucking shot of me getting hit with a box, it took like 2 hours because I had to light my green screen. Like, and seriously, there's like multiple layers to this. Because my green screen sucks. This green screen is fucking terrible. It barely works. And like you can see it's not very big, and like you can see like I had to fucking mask around it really carefully. And right here the box is actually masked back in because if I don't, it doesn't fucking look right. It's blurred because this camera doesn't have this is a shitty camera and it doesn't have a good frame rate. So there's tons of fucking blur because it's not frame rate. It's what is it called? What's the term? Aperture. It's the amount of time the shutter is open to take in light each frame. That is very slow, so you get tons of blur on moving objects, which makes that green screen fucking just not work as well as you want. And it even hits the green screen there, and I had to like fuck with it. It's like the box is one layer, and then I had to do the inner part of my shirt because if without this layer here, my shirt gets green screened out because the green screen's a piece of shit. Basically, is the whole point of this. But like without this fucking layer where I've actually gone through and keyframed my shirt and the chair back in, it doesn't. The shirt gets fucked up, and the shirt is the joke because I'm wearing a Rick and Morty shirt that I got from my parents, and I mean I appreciate that, but they're like it's like. Your parents Jelly Elite got a fucking shirt that says Dark Souls 3 on it, and it's so cursed because it's like it's just cursed. It's a cursed shirt, and it's like we both have our own cursed shirts. By the way, subscribe to Jelly Elite. He's the best. So and also I have this mask because I don't want the edges of the green screen fucking things up. So I literally have green screened it and then gone through and frame by frame masked it as well to make it work. It's a clusterfuck. This shot is only on screen for 2 seconds, and it took fucking hours of work. My God, it's worth it because I think the joke is hilarious. Personally, I think it turned out great, but it's just funny. Like how much work goes into some of these shots is stupid. this is that reoccurring Sonic joke. I used the Sonic music joke as a repeating thing throughout the video, and I thought it was good. I liked it, so hopefully other people enjoyed that. More 4K bullshit. Honestly, the rest of this is all just single shots, nothing special. Just, I mean, I probably could note that the voiceover is this blue layer here is the this layer that's all this blue stuff at the very bottom is the voiceover, and you notice it's cut constantly because I have to go through and like adjust my voiceover very carefully to make it sound just right. I get super perfectionist about my voiceovers because I when I listen to them, I hate listening to my own voice like everyone else does, and I have to cut out every little fucking breath sound and every little sound that you make with your mouth, like because you constantly when you speak into a microphone make little clicking sounds with your mouth. God, I'm like anal as fuck, boys. We mega anal, and this brings us to the South Park shot, which is one of my favorite parts of the video. I really enjoyed doing this, and this is also a sub-project, as you probably had guessed, because this video is just sub-projects and sub-projects and sub-projects. It never fucking ends. So we'll open that bitch up. This is the South Park shot. You notice I actually faked the widescreen effect. It's actually a mask. Like you can actually take the widescreen part off. And it's just I just quickly did that to make it look correct. I even have the original video underneath to like as a reference, so you can actually see like this is what the original shots looked like, and this is what my shots looked like with I'll undo that. I'll just revert the project to where it was. Hold on, no problem. Yeah, fucking they're all it's scene for scene accurate, like every bit of it. And it's just stuff on green screens with motion tracking and, backgrounds from Solstheim like this, which, correlate to the scenes in the original project, which I enjoy doing that. I love doing stuff like this. These kinds of edits are super fun. And like, motion tracking and fucking shit like that. I love these kinds of things. And this is actually, the hand is from here. It's a masked hand that is animated to come in like this. Where to go? Yeah, here it is. Okay, it's like it's animated in. It's two separate things because there's no way you could actually do that with Morwin's game engine. Then there's a lens flare right there, which correlates to the lens flare in the original video, which looks like that. And mine is like this. And mostly, once again, just scene for scene stuff. Some motherfucking this. This is every fucking YouTuber in the world uses this fucking template because it's so good. It's such a useful template. A lot of people use it wrong, admittedly. There's a lot of ways to do this wrong. This is also a template as well. I yoinked this from somewhere, some free effects thing, because you can't do this in Sony Vegas. Like, you can kind of do it, but it doesn't look good. And I was like, I could make my own thing here, but it's not worth the effort. So I just yoinked one and I changed the color. And, this is, once again, scene for scene. This is what the original shows looks like. And that's what mine looks like. And I actually missed doing the lines here, but that's just one of those little details. It's just this crossfade is real simple. It's basically just masking as it comes across here, and I kind of match the velocity a bit, and then it comes in and it hits boink, and then it's just animation. His animation's actually frozen from this point on, and he doesn't ever move, and all the animation at this point is just motion tracking, because I didn't want to try and track the throwing star into his eye properly and have it like match up properly. So I just left it, and he just kind of stands there for a second and then slowly falls over. This animation's kind of jank. I could have done a better job here, but once again, running out of time. This video took forever to edit. I don't know how many hours, too many hours, and I was like, I need to hurry up and just fucking get this thing done because it's taking too long after like 2 weeks. And and there's just some extra footage here that I didn't use, just little things. So back to the main project. We're almost done. This video only took 43 minutes to explain. Hell yeah. It's fucking way too long. Dude. I like how at the bottom you'll notice when it's loading, it tells you how many files are this project uses, and it says like 317. 317 source files. That's enough. That's enough source files. It's like enough for like 3 videos. I think the end of this is actually just regular footage with some sound effects. Someone actually asked what this was. It's this right here. Ow! This sound effect is a scientist from Half-Life 1 dying, I think, or getting hit. One of those, I think. I don't really know if that's exactly right, but I think that's what it is. Batspoon was the one who sourced it for me as I asked him for it, and he was just like, eat. And this is just motion tracking as usual. Fucking just a really, really small amount of motion tracking to keep it on its head. And in the game, this is just once again a fake crash. So, hey, that's the video. Oh, that was a lot of talking. Hope you guys like this series, this little fucking breakdown series. Oh, there's one little thing. I added this. This is actually, I think, one of the last things I added was this little bit here about the Chad boots and the Chad necklace and the Chad fucking armor. I originally wasn't going to show this, but then I decided that it was kind of funny, and like 671% cooldown reduction results in negative cooldowns. It's just, that's some Skyrim quality right there. I just love that. So I decided to put it in at the last second and include this fucking kill on Heimsker. It's my favorite thing to murder. So yeah, that's just one little detail that got added in at the end. Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. I enjoy explaining my work because I enjoy editing. Editing's fun. Doing complex shots like this is just it's good. It's good. I like it. And I hope to continue doing it. I just gotta get over my phobia of doing voiceovers, because I just hate doing voiceovers. But oddly enough, I don't mind doing commentary, like just off the cuff like this. But scripted voiceovers where I have to read a review like this, like I have to read a script, I struggle so much with this. But I also need it because making a review that's coherent, you really do need a set script, and you do need to write everything out beforehand. It's just a struggle, man. I don't know. I hope eventually I do get better at it, but that's all for now. Have a good day, and do not forget to press... Damn it. I don't have a joke for this. Memed.